Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, it has been quite a minute since I sat down and talked with you guys, and I have to be honest, life has been yeah, life has been lifing. A lot has transpired, and I mean, full disclosure and just me being honest, it's been a very difficult transition for me, and I'm still navigating it. And there have been some blessings that have come out of this time, like my new home. If you haven't noticed, I am in a new setting, which I love. It has been one of the positive parts of my transition is finding a home that really gives me the energy to be back doing this. I feel like being in this new home is part of why I'm back and I've been motivated to come back to YouTube. Which, if I'm being honest, is always something that is like tapping me on my shoulder, like, Dawn, you got to get back to YouTube. And parts of my story that I don't tell are parts that I've kept to me because I've made this channel strictly about my kidney disease journey. But in this return back to YouTube, I have made it my priority to really explore and talk about all pieces of my life. Obviously, the kidney disease journey is the biggest part of the things that I want to share and explore with you guys because kidney advocacy is so important to me, which is really what this video is about. But first, I just wanted to kind of give you an update of what's been going on in my life in the in-between before I get into some really great news. So in addition to me being a former professional basketball player, I think that's something I've talked about on this page. I'm not even sure, but yes, I was a former professional basketball player whose career ended because I was diagnosed with kidney disease. I played with it for a little bit, but ultimately that change in my life is kind of what catapulted me into the next career path, which was my acting career. I do have a new show out on BET that actually got released on my birthday, June 30th. The title of the show is called Lot Patrol. And again, it is on BET. It stars some amazing comedians, some people that you may be familiar with, like Carl Anthony Payne, D-Ray Davis, Alex Thomas, Darius McCurry, Tangerine Thomas, Skeet Carter, myself, Tamara Kissin, and so many other wonderful actors and comedians in this industry that I was so blessed and I'm so grateful to be able to work alongside. So you guys make sure to tune into that. It actually already had the season finale, but you can rewatch the shows on BET, BET Plus, and other streaming networks. So make sure you tune in to that. And also, I am shortly approaching my 5-year kidney transplant anniversary of my second kidney transplant on September 1st, 2026 this year, which was, I think, if I had to name it, the most life-changing moment of my entire life. I feel like it changed my entire being going through that experience, which is really what prompted me to create this YouTube channel. And I'm so glad that I did because I've met some wonderful people, which has led me to the great news that I want to share with you guys. Now, listen, yes, life is difficult, but it's difficult for us all. We are in a crazy time right now. So I know that my journey and my transitions, it's not unique because I know so many people who feel like they're just in this in-between space, like what's next, or just in a space where they're like uncertain. In the midst of that, what stayed true to me is I know that a part of my purpose is to advocate for the kidney disease community. And I have gotten a wonderful opportunity. So I have officially been announced as the ambassador for the IPNA Foundation. IPNA stands for, which is IPNA, International Pediatric Nephrology Association. Now, I've told my journey for a very long time, and I was diagnosed at the young age of 20 years old, but I was not a kid. So this part of this journey and working in kidney advocacy, working with the pediatric division specifically, is near and dear to my heart. I've told my kidney journey from my perspective, which didn't exclude kids, but it mainly talked about me as an adult and my experiences as an adult navigating kidney disease and all the things that come with it. So now to be able to learn specifically about how this affects kids means a lot. So when I played basketball at JMU and I went public with it, but I waited a while because I feared that my diagnosis might affect my draft status, which ultimately nobody can claim or deny that this is true, but I do think that my diagnosis had some effect on the longevity of my basketball career at the professional level. But once I finally went public, I did it to advocate for young kids who were watching me as a basketball player with this disease to be able to look at me and say, okay, this young adult who's dealing with this, like my life is not over as a child. I can still pursue life the way that I want because this person, this young adult, is playing a high intensity sport that requires a lot of their body with the same disease that I'm afflicted by. So when I was at JMU, kids would come and see me. After my games, I was meeting with kids with kidney disease diagnosis and speaking to them and just really advocating. I really feel like that's when my advocacy journey started. And it's only become deeper for me. So to be able to partner with this wonderful foundation, I'm so grateful for. And actually, I've been connected with them through someone I met when I was diagnosed at JMU and went public. So I'm so grateful I made that decision. And it has been one of the most gratifying journeys of my life. So let me tell you a little bit about who IPNA is. So if you go to the IPNA website, which I will have tagged in the description box below, IPNA describes the company as a global nonprofit charitable organization that believes that all children deserve to be healthy and receive optimal treatment and care for kidney disease, regardless of their economic level or political choice. And I stand by this because I think everybody, kids and adults alike, deserve the best possible care regardless of economic status or political status, or all the statuses that should not matter when it comes to a human dealing with health issues, like life-threatening health issues. IPNA's mission is to lead global efforts to enhance the care for all children with kidney disease through advocacy, education, training, and research. I got announced as the ambassador for IPNA on World Kidney Day, which is March 12th of 2026. So it was March 12th of this year. And IPNA held an online conference with nephrologists all over the world who speak all different language. So there was a translator. But at the top of that meeting, they introduced me as a new ambassador for IPNA. I do want to say this. I'm not just the new ambassador. I am their first inaugural ambassador. And I am grateful that they see it fit that I be someone that carries that title, especially because they are servicing the kids around the world that are dealing with the same disease that I am afflicted with. I have a little snippet of me talking from that introduction at the meeting on World Kidney Day on May 12th. Listen in.
All the accolades are great, but I think through everything, being able to survive this disease and do what I've done is why I walk with such confidence in my head. There's nothing in this lifetime that I feel like I can't overcome or do because of what I've endured in the kidney space. And so being a part of this is important to me. When I was playing basketball, kids, young kids from 4 years old, 10 years old used to show up to my games and they see me playing basketball and I'm looking at them. Their faces are swollen from the prednisone and these medications that are keeping them alive. And I'm like, I have a responsibility here to be able to encourage these kids because I've been blessed in the capacity that I've been blessed. So I'm so grateful to be here and, to work.
Every time that I have the opportunity to speak to nephrologists about what they do, and this is a doctor in general, but if you know anything about the medical world, like nephrology isn't the glorious health division. It isn't the glorious medical field to pick. It isn't the highest paid. It also isn't the one that people are talking about. But nephrology is a grind. What I've learned is like a lot of them are just passionate about the job. And as you know, this is in any job, any career path. Some people choose jobs for financial reasons. Some people choose them because it's a passion of theirs. And so when you run into a doctor who has a passion for what they do, you can feel it, especially as the patient on the recipient end who needs everything that this doctor is offering them to live. You can feel it. So I've created such wonderful relationships with the people who have taken care of me. I have to give a shout out to my doctors in my care system at Vanderbilt who has literally saved my life. So me being able to work alongside of these nephrologists from all over the world to be able to care for or learn more or develop better systems and programs for young kids that are diagnosed with this scary disease. I want to be as beneficial to IPNA as possible. And what I'm super excited about and I'm excited to bring to you guys is that once or twice a year, IPNA travels abroad to a country that's deeply in need of training and more research and, probably more funding in the kidney disease nephrology realm. And I will travel alongside them to these countries to be able to advocate for these kids and meet the kids of these countries and speak to them and speak life into them and be representative of them as somebody who has dealt with what they dealt with and persevered through it. When I got the call from IPNA and the team at IPNA and they asked me, Dawn, would you like to be a part of this in this capacity? It was a no-brainer. IPNA is a nonprofit. So they're working because they see the need. They're not doing this as a business to build a conglomerate. They're doing this because people are in need of this type of advocacy and work and genuine care for this community. And I'm there right alongside of it, being an ambassador, being a patient advocate, being the representation of these kids and who they can be despite an illness that seemingly takes over your life upon a diagnosis. So, in the midst of all the chaos that life can bring and has brought me in this past season, I am so excited for the future. And I know wonderful things are to come, and I cannot wait to share them with you guys. I just wanted to do this announcement finally to let you guys know about IPNA and how I'll be traveling and how I have some very exciting things that I am so happy to share with you guys. And that includes all aspects of my life. Yes, kidney advocacy is what I'm learning is part of my purpose. So it's something that I'm gonna do vigorously and as much as I can in the near future. But I also have such other wonderful things in other realms of my life I also want to bring to this channel and be able to share with you guys. And of course, we all have things in our life, our personal life, as people who do influencer work or do advocacy work or come on YouTube and tell your life story. Like some of these things that are happening are near and dear to my heart and I'm not willing to share, and that's part of the journey. But some of these things I really want to bring to the channel so this can be all of my life, the wins and the losses, because it makes for a complete person and a complete experience that makes me everything that I am, that I'm proud of, which has enabled me to be part of such a wonderful organization that I can look forward to being able to help and grow that community. So thank you, as always, for sticking with me and being a part of this journey. If you guys have any questions for me as we go through this journey, please comment below and like this video. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscription button right now. I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. We have so much coming. We already have our first trip planned. Do I want to tell you guys where we're going? Okay, I will. We're going to Guatemala City to visit the people of Guatemala and I'll tell you more about this later, but all of the pediatric transplant patients in that country. I can't wait to share this with you guys. I love you guys so much, and I will see you shortly in my next video. Bye, guys.